Thinking Aloud Paired Problem Solving. This screencast will describe a method that can help all students articulate their understanding. Thinking Aloud Paired Problem Solving is a teaching technique developed by Lockhead and Wimby to help students improve their ability to solve problems through the use of verbal descriptions. These descriptions are enhanced through probing and clarifying questions. These teaching methods can be used to not only solve problems, but also to analyze case studies and interpret data. In pairs, students take turns fulfilling particular roles. One student would serve as the problem solver or explainer. He or she would describe the problem statement, highlight any issues that they notice, describe any assumptions for the problem, and then they would describe their approach to solving this problem in great detail. Meanwhile, the other student, the listener, listens and asks clarifying questions. After a while, the students will switch roles to solve a new problem or solve the next part in a more complex problem. Ronald Nordo, an associate professor of math and science education at Portland State University, has some advice for the problem solver and listener. For these students, he says, the problem solver is responsible for articulating all ideas as they occur, whereas the listener has a somewhat more difficult task. The listener must suspend solving the problem for him or herself so that complete concentration and attention is devoted towards understanding the problem solver's solutions. From his experience, here are some do's and don'ts to keep in mind. The do's. You want to listen carefully. Ask the speaker to repeat statements, if needed, or to slow down. You want to encourage vocalization. Ask questions such as, what are you thinking? And can you explain what you're writing? You want to ask for clarification. So for example, you might say, well, what do you mean? Or, can you say more about that? Finally, you want to check for accuracy by asking the solution to be restated to make sure it's clear. The don'ts. He encourages students not to give hints, to solve the problem for themselves, and not to correct the answer of the problem solver. For the instructor, the key strategies are for you to walk around the room and engage your students in the problem-solving process, especially the listener. You want to ask the students to discuss their interpretation, describe the method that they are using, have them defend their solution, and even retrace their steps. A few final thoughts for using Thinking Aloud pair problem solving. First, you want to promote a safe environment by reminding students that everyone is valued and all contributions are important. It is also important to encourage respectful questioning and probing. Second, you want to be sure to give clear instructions about the role of the problem solver and the role of the listener. In both cases, consider modeling effective problem-solving techniques and effective listening techniques. And finally, you want to make sure you allow time for students to experience both the active listening and problem-solving skills. You want to make sure that all students can develop these skills for their own development.